Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today. Roku is adding 13 new free channels to its Roku channel free streaming service. This is its big June update. We'll break down what was added there, and some of it came from Amazon's MGM. Also, maybe this is no surprise, but a new study says that social media and YouTube is now how most people get their news from videos like this one. We'll break down how that's impacting and how much of a lead they now have over things like MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, and the like. And Disney and Amazon are teaming up on a streaming venture. We'll tell you what's happening here. Amazon's been making some deals in the world of streaming. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in a quick moment. As always, if you want to learn more about any of these stories, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read it for yourself and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. If you like what we do here, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here by doing one or both. Helps them know to recommend our videos to more people. With that said, let's dive into it. Roku this week quietly added 13 new free channels to the Roku channel. Now, a bunch of this stuff is a bunch of sports channels, like the wrestling channel was re-added. Red Bull TVs back on there. It was there, left, now it's back. But a few others, like MGM Presents, are completely new that Roku's getting their hands on. We're also getting a new Pink Panther channel. Live PD Presents, 24/7 streaming of Live PD ones. Shark Tank, Sony One Shark Tank channel is now being added in. I believe they had a Shark Tank channel in the past. Now this one's being added and more. If you want to see the full list of all the channels coming to the Roku channel, check out the show notes and in the first pinned comment, put a link to it there. You can find a list of all of them. With this though, probably means some channels have been removed. We didn't get a full list of everything removed, but often they rotate channels on a monthly basis. Not always happening around the first of the month. This time it happened more towards the middle of the month. But check it out. Huge collection of new content streaming on the Roku channel. All right, next up. We've talked about this a lot. Increasingly, people are getting their news from places like social media and YouTube. Because of that, it's increasingly harming cable companies. Remember, news and sports are the two main reasons people still pay for cable TV. Now that people are out there and they are not watching news on cable, that's a real loss to many cable subscribers. Many people are canceling because of that. Now, a new report from the 2025 Digital News Report that's been doing this for 14 years now, studying this, says that video platforms like Facebook, X, and YouTube have surpassed traditional cable television channels in the United States for how people get their news. 54% of people, of 100,000 people who were surveyed, in the United States, 54% of them said they get their news from social media, edging out TV, which is now just half of the viewers at 50%. And news websites, interestingly, has dropped, or apps have dropped to 48%. Doesn't surprise me a little bit because if I go on X or Facebook where I see a news story, click the link, go to the place, get my news that way. Increasingly, I'll tell you this is very true. A lot of people just read headlines and don't read the stories. How do I know that? When our stories get on places like Reddit, right? You see 10,000 upvotes, but then you'd only get like 1,000 or 2,000 people actually reading it. And that doesn't even count the people who downvoted that story. That meant 8,000 people read the headline, voted on it, but didn't click the link and actually go read the story. That's more common than you may think with this. The one thing that's really growing is influencers also with this. According to this report, podcasters like Joe Rogan is one of the most prominent figures, with 22% of the U.S. population saying they have consumed some of his content or similar content to get their news out there. It's very interesting to see how this goes. Leave me a comment. Do you get most of your news from social media and from websites or more? Do you used to watch cable news? I know for me personally, I do get most of my news from things like, I have many news feeds I follow both on social media. I have an RSS thing through Feedly. I have tons of websites on. I follow multiple news channels on YouTube. Ryan Hall is a great one for weather. And there's others out there I follow for news and the like. So I would say, yeah, I think a majority of my news now comes from social media, and all the rest. But increasingly, a lot of their sources come from traditional legacy media. They're kind of aggregators, I like to call them. They take all the news that's out there, aggregate it into a feed, and they're showing things to you from CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, CBS, etc. with it. Let me know if that's your experience too. All right, Disney and Amazon partnered on an ad opportunity. Yesterday, we reported that Roku and Amazon has struck a deal where you'd be able to buy ads through Amazon and get them displayed both on Roku and on Amazon. Now, Amazon struck a similar deal with Disney for Disney Plus, Hulu now, and ESPN Plus. With that, you'll be able to buy ads through Amazon and get their ads there. Amazon's trying to create a one-stop ad shop for streaming. Buy your ads there, get them on things like Disney Plus, Roku, Amazon Fire TVs, and the like with it all in one spot. We'll see. Amazon's becoming increasingly a dominant player in the world of advertising as they look to diversify their business. Keep an eye on Amazon and ads going forward. Also, speaking of Amazon, they've announced their Prime Day 2025. This is now going to be a 4-day event. Prime Day keeps getting longer. But starting July 8th and running through July 11th, you'll be able to get it. Actually, it's like 96 hours in total is really what it is there with that. For the first-time Prime members, we'll have 4 full days to explore millions of deals, they say. A few things with this, of course, a lot back to school and college stuff here. It's hard to believe, summer soon will be halfway through, at least for my kids. But they have something new called Prime for Young Adults. Young adults 18 to 24-year-old will be able to get a 6-month free trial and a 50% discount on a membership for $7.49 a month or $69 a year. You'll be able to qualify for a discounted Prime membership to help young adults get this. It seems that Amazon's targeting those just out of high school, maybe still college students who are no longer access to their parents' accounts. They're trying to get them in there. Why? Because if they get them to use it now, they'll be able to hook them to it so that when they get older, they start paying full price, they'll keep using it. It's actually the same reason why colleges get really cheap cable TV bundles for a long time. We actually did a Freedom of Information Act and pulled out some data about how much colleges paid for that. They pay almost nothing for things like Comcast and Spectrum. Why? Because Comcast and Spectrum see those as potential loss leaders, get them connected to ESPN and news sites and watching TV through cable with the hope that when they graduate and have money, they'll keep paying for cable TV. I wonder how much longer that'll keep happening. But we'll be interested to see what Amazon puts on deals. We'll be watching very closely for early Prime Day deals, and we'll have full coverage of Prime Day for all the best cord-cutting deals here on YouTube and over at cordcarsnews.com. All right, today in TV history, this one seems hard to believe. 34 years ago this week, Star Trek The Next Generation celebrated its 100th episode. Yes, it's hard to believe that's been 100 years, but in June 17th, 1991, Star Trek The Next Generation aired its 100th episode. Redemption Part 1 was a landmark episode in the 4th season and marked the 100th episode. Is it hard to believe that it's been 34 years since Star Trek The Next Generation had its 100th episode? I'm a bit surprised. All right, do you love MeTV? Well, its parent company has a new free over-the-air TV channel. Now, this one is focused on classics, but Western classics. The new Western Network, it's a 24/7 network celebrating classic Western television. Now, this is by the same company who also owns MeTV, MeTV Tunes, and others. With this, they're launching this fall, so it's not launched yet, and we'll have a ton of classic shows like Gunsmoke, Bonanza, Maverick, Wild Wild West, and other movies and television shows, all with a Western theme, coming to you for free over the air. Full list of what channels have not been announced, but you can find a link down in the show notes to find out more about the network. With it, another though, free over the air network. If you have not done it yet, go check out an antenna. I get over 50 channels where I live. There's tons of content. Highly recommend you take advantage of free over the air television. Speaking of free content, in our last story of the day, Tubi made a big announcement yesterday that they've surpassed 100 million monthly active users, with 1 billion viewing hours in May 2025. This is a huge milestone. 100 million active users in the month with 1 billion hours streamed. I've talked a lot about this, but increasingly, free streaming is one of the fastest growing parts of cord cutting right now. As people diversify their TV offerings, their streaming offerings, they cut back on how many paid services. They're increasingly leaning to things like Tubi, Freevee, the Roku Channel, Pluto TV. The list goes on and on. There's so many of these. If it's been a few years since you've tried them out, I would recommend you check them again. The quality of content on there has skyrocketed, and it seems that people are really starting to enjoy it. According to Tubi, they have 300,000 movies and television episodes and 400 Tubi original exclusive programs just to Tubi. Well, that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. It's a beautiful day up here in Michigan, a little warm. I hope you all take care. Be safe. I'll talk to you all again tomorrow. Until then, take care, everybody. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that thumbs up.